My people, what up, though? We are back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bo.
My name is Prentice.
And I'm Butta, yo.
Yo, the gang is all here, fellas. My people, listen, the gang is all here. My niggas, what's happening? It's probably not how you want to start the episode.
Copacetic, everything copacetic.
Had a whole situation with the word nigga.
Right.
Oh, with the award ceremony in Google.
That's speaking of that, that's wild. I read something today that said they muted out Free Palestine when somebody said that, but couldn't mute out when homeboy yelled out nigga.
I didn't hear that.
I'm like, that's crazy.
He yelled out a couple of things that they just trying to get us angry, y'all.
Yep.
Is the dude white? That's what I don't know. Is the dude white?
Yeah.
It has to be white to create outrage. Like they want us angry so that we can go like lose home, lose job, lose money, and then lose our right to vote. Which is why they're doing this whole thing around, you need 2 forms of identification in order to vote, all this other stuff. If he can declare martial law, then they can stop that whole election altogether. They're afraid that the midterms are going to bury them, and that's what I'm hoping for.
It's absolutely going to bury them. I don't think it's unequivocally going to bury them.
You got that State of the Union speech tonight, don't you?
Do we? Oh, yo, bro, I do. I am the least informed person on this podcast
tonight.
You're definitely not, because I'm a step behind you for sure.
Oh, and I'm 4 steps behind y'all both.
You knew that, my nigga. So
I'm like,
you winning.
So I'm here. So to your point, Prentice, the addresses tonight. Maxine Waters has already said that she's not going. There are a couple of people who are just not going to the State of the Union address. That's like the big conversation right now. It's crazy.
I get it. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
It makes sense that it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's happening.
We are definitely not a political podcast, so we're not even about to venture down that platform. But we will say, your man's is tripping.
and that's the thing. It's like we're not, but we also got eyes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and a lot of these things, to Butta's point, can impact us. Probably the Black and brown community impact us greater than any other community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's something to be cognizant of, whether we talk about it or not, right? It's definitely something to be cognizant of, because it does impact us. And I would argue, Chief, in terms of like, not including Butta, but in terms of the 3 of us, I would argue that though you may not be as informed as we are, like we're not that informed, I would argue that you are you carry more political, what's the word I'm looking for? Feelings, I guess, out of the 3 of us.
That'd be a great argument, because my whole argument is always your man's on some fuck shit.
And I don't say nothing.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of it.
That's the only point. That's the only point I'm making.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I think I just get my information from if I'm scrolling on Instagram and something pops up. Like I haven't watched a news channel in forever.
Yeah. All our algorithms are going to feed us what we, want to see. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. That's where you get it from, because that's where I probably get it from too. But So anyway, we digress.
But that was wild though. Like,
but I think that's why all Black men need therapy.
Yeah, because we can't go to an award show and be praised in front of people without somebody ruining the moment.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler out here breaking records and setting milestones for people, and they just try to find a way.
This is what we focusing on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ryan Coogler and the Sinners crew, man.
Yeah.
They out here killing it. All we need to wait up now is when the the Oscars, the Academy Awards pop up.
One of them just happened where Tiana Taylor won Best Supporting Actress, but I don't know what award show that was.
Yeah, I don't think
that was
the
Oscars.
It wasn't the Oscars, but it was still a prominent one. But yeah, she got busy. But yeah, I think that one ultimately becomes the most important in the eyes of like Coogler and them. Like that's where where the stage is set for us. So hopefully all that goes well for the folks that was a part of that project, because it was dope and they deserve it.
conversation is just a microcosm of what's happening. It's a distraction, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's definitely to distract.
Is this whole the matrix that we're currently living in is just a bunch of bait and switch. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of bait and switch. A bunch of what's that over there? You know, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga behind you.
Yeah, it's wild, man. That's why I don't.
Nah.
I mean, for better or worse, I do my best to keep my emotions in check with all this stuff going on because it's like a simulator. It's not even real life, man. But it is.
But that's the smart thing to do. I had a brother, he's an attorney out of DC. I was like, dude, I'm ready to set some stuff on fire. I really want to burn some shit down. He was like, Butta, somebody got to be with the people. And I was like, oh. I'm not interested in being like, an Instagram thug, a thumb thug.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so much stuff going on. To your point, it's all a distraction. They had the world worried about transgender people going to men and women bathroom like it just started. Number one, but we were so distracted by it. Dude got in office.
Yeah,
and then when it came back around, it was like, I don't know, shithole countries. People like,
right. Gulf of America.
Nobody was pissed off. 2 white people got killed. The world is in an uproar all over again. But nobody mentioned the teacher that just got, killed. Special education teacher. Nobody talks about this Black woman who's phenomenal, doing great work. So I'm really challenged. That's the thing I'm challenged by. And for me, I'm just at the point, I'm not explaining racism to white folks. And I'm definitely not explaining racism to Black folks. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got that from you, about 6 years ago when we started the podcast, when you came on, and I thought it was very profound. It's like, I'm not about to Black-splain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not explaining racism because the truth is not everybody's an ally, though they can pose as one, and
that's big facts.
Like the onus has to be on the individual. Like, don't be coming to me for your information. Come to me with some brainstorming. Come to me with some solutions. Come to me with some way that you can help. Don't come to me for me to help you understand. That's not my.
Adjust your wires or something, though. Your mic kind of like faded out.
Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you're good now.
I think it's when I put my hand in front of my mic. Like that's anyway. I'm sorry. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. No, yeah. That's all I'm saying is, I'm not about to be the guy. Like shout out to Bill Bellamy posted. I reposted it.
I saw that.
Yeah, he said one of his white friends asked him, "What is it like being Black?" And it's like he's like, and it's like playing in traffic.
Growing up in traffic.
Growing up in traffic. He's like, you're expecting it, so you got to find a way around it. And he said, and then some days you're going to have a clear path, but that traffic is around the corner. So you got to be ready to navigate it. You know what I'm saying? So you're not distracted when it's traffic. You just find a way to get around it. So traffic is a constant. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot deeper than that, but that was the overall gist of it. And I'm like, yeah, we're in constant recon. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, how do we maneuver through this? How do we maneuver through this? Not woe is me. Why is this happening to me? No. Like, I don't expect it to be a clear path. I expect traffic. So when I encounter traffic, I know how to handle it. You know what I mean? So
that actually leads to the conversation we're about to have tonight. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Topic.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't think we have the luxury to not.
Yep. Agreed.
How's everybody doing? You checking in?
Yeah. Let's roll right into it. P, man, we miss you, B.
Literally just said, Chief, you checking in.
Oh, I thought you said we. My bad. We.
Oh, I thought you said Chief. You might have said we. So my apologies if so.
Oh
he
no,
said,
no, no. I'm gonna save mine for last. But my man P, I ain't seen him on the platform in a week, man. 2 weeks. We gotta check in. He been busy. We've been going through it. Take me through that. Take me through that.
Yeah,
P,
man.
check in. P, what's happening?
I'm here. Oh, where to start? Okay. Anaya's in club volleyball, and that is just taking up so much of my life, bro. Like we spent 12 hours at on Sunday. I missed the whole Black Joy Parade. Y'all got to come next year.
I
Black
saw
Joy
your
Parade.
post. I saw
Yeah,
your post about
the
that.
Black Joy Parade is the best day in the country in Oakland, California. Every third weekend of February, it's just amazing. 35,000 Black folks. I
Wow.
miss, yeah, yeah, yeah. I missed that at the volleyball game, but so the last 2 weekends, her mom, Anaya's mom, has been coming, and I just realized that I'm in the process of some more healing from that relationship and my interaction with her. For the last 2 weekends, I've made the conscious decision for the first time in the 23 years I've known her to not speak at all. I don't speak to her at all. And in the process of doing so at the volleyball game, I found myself getting happier. And I found myself like processing the fact that I've always went out of my way to present myself or give off energy that would not be reciprocated or that I did not feel like doing um, for the sake of, in my mind, for the sake of my daughter. And the last 2 weekends, man, even though we've been in the same space and she has no problem not acknowledging me, it was always me trying to like initiate this like interaction, like to say something, to spark up some type of dialogue, to keep some type of, in my head, like healthy narrative going when it wasn't until 2 weeks ago when I didn't say anything and didn't acknowledge her at all that I realized that was the healthiest thing for me to do. And I possibly should have been doing it a long, 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 long time ago. And so that kind of threw me into this domino effect of thinking like, what else do I subconsciously do for the sake of others that I'm not being like asked to do? You know what I'm saying? Like what narratives have I been painting in my head feeling like these are things I must do when there's no requirement sign around me for my life saying that I must do this shit. You know what I mean? And I really think through not acknowledging her presence. And I think because, and I love this platform because I can speak freely, because of how I feel about her, I was doing myself a disservice by giving energy that I did not want to give and wasn't even a request on her part and wasn't going to be received or reciprocated. You get what I'm saying? Like it's me. It's me placing myself in this character role, this act that nobody's asking me to do, and it's stressing me out. And so when I didn't do it this last 2 weekends, I was like, fuck, man, like this is great. Like, yeah, we can not speak. We can be in the same space and both culture and say what she needs, and Anaya's fine and she's happy, and we go our separate ways. Like, what the fuck have I been doing the last 7, 8 years, 9 years? You know what I'm saying? So, the last 2 weeks, man, I've really just kind of simplified my interaction with people because I want to see what it's like when I'm not acting at all. You know what I'm saying? And not to like give myself a any disservice, but I think it made me realize that I act a lot more than I've actually like cared to acknowledge, man. You know what I mean? Like I have these narratives in my head and I want to present a certain image and I want people to see me a certain way, but that may not necessarily be where I'm at anymore. And if I keep doing that and leading with that type of mentality, I don't know how much of myself I'm really gonna discover in the process, you know? So I've been trying to just like really simplify myself, man. Like really just trim the fat and just be and kind of see where that takes me, man. So that's in a nutshell, that's where I'm at, man. You know, I'm like trying to listen more than I do speak lately. I'm trying to just slow down, and just kind of simplify Prentice to see what parts are really me and what parts are an act.
Hmm. That's really deep, bro. And thank you for sharing that. Um, and it's crazy because like corporate culture, right? It's very easy to be performative. And it sounds like to a certain level, Prentice, that's
Yep.
kind of where you were, the place you were in, and it's very interesting. So I get the corporate side, right? Like you want to be performative because one, I'm not justifying being performative. I'm just saying I understand why people are. Um, you want to be you want to paint yourself in an image that allows you for the most upward mobility, right? You want to make sure that you're palatable, and I'm gonna put that in quotes, palatable to executives so they can look at you in a certain light because you don't fit the mold, right? So you have to shapeshift a little bit in corporate. But it's interesting, you as a performer, right? An entertainer, if you will, like an artist without question. It's interesting how art may imitate life because and again, this is the first time I'm hearing you say this, but I can see how you could fall into that. And I don't believe, Prentice, just me knowing you, I don't believe any of it is disingenuous. Like I don't believe any of it is that. I do believe though you potentially, right? So you tell me, but potentially you are a different character for who you need to be a character for in your
Yep.
in your comings and goings. You know what I mean? So that's very interesting. So I mean, the last thing I'll say to that, man, um, it we want you to be your true authentic self in whatever form that takes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it's way too hard to be someone you're not. You know what I mean? So you showing up as your true authentic self sounds like may potentially even relieve some stress. So kudos to you.
Yeah, man.
Word, Pete. That's dope, man. 'Cause I think of a similar situation where I chose to not speak, and it was uncomfortable for me. It almost felt it. It felt, to your point, Bell. It felt like stepping outside of my normal self. Because I'm not. That's just not my lane. Like I was intentional about not speaking, and when it happened, it was like validating, but at the same time, I felt awkward about it, like because this is not how I normally move. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't rock with you, I'm probably not gonna just if I'm in the same space as you, I'm just probably gonna just vacate the space and protect my peace in that way. You know what I'm saying? But to have to
Mhm.
be there and then go through it, like it made me feel uncomfortable. But I left like that wasn't that
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like so. 'Cause, we talk about like pushing outside your comfort zone, although that's not, it is uncomfortable for me. So to in that regard, to challenge myself in that space and then come out and be like, feel okay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
the
because you
moment, like,
wanna, yeah, because people are looking and you wanna like, there's other parents there and shit, and they gonna obviously see that I don't say a word to this woman, so for the sake of our daughter, let me sit next to her and cheer an eye on. Let me say hello. Let them see us interacting when I know I don't want to, but I left and like, no, I'm fucking human. Like everything ain't always perfect, and people are present. Like, yeah, that wasn't that bad. I should have been doing this shit a minute ago.
yeah, shout out to self awareness and self reflection, because like you realize how it was making you feel. You made a choice, and like, you know what I mean? Like, do what you had
It's
to do.
okay.
Yeah, no word. You good on your check in, P?
Yeah, I'm good.
P, Butter, what's happening, baby? How you be? How you living? How you feeling? Check in, cuz.
I somehow knew that was coming.
Also, before you start, but I like that sweatshirt.
I like
Thank
that color of that beanie, man.
thank y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, you might have to
Uh,
come off that. We'll talk later.
drink big.
Yeah, I know. I saw. We might have to come up off that. We'll talk later. Proceed.
Um, yeah. First, I just want to acknowledge you, P, for like choosing yourself. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for modeling it. Um, I all I can say is right. Ditto on all that you said. It's a winter storm in New York City, and I'm fascinated by all the hey, just thinking about two text messages I've gotten,
Hmm.
but you weren't thinking about me before it snowed. But I'll leave that there. And so, and then it became really annoying, right? Like I think I looked at one text. I didn't get a text since January 31st. And today I got two texts. Hey, just yeah, kill yourself that slow. But
Jesus Christ.
Sheesh.
I'm not.
Wait, hold on. I gotta start using these more, Bell. With the joint that we put up, this was actually one you sent me, right here, my man.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm like, dude, just leave me alone. Like, I really don't. I really don't have time for that kind of stuff. And uh, like, even with like what you were saying, P, like, I find myself. I think the part that I kept missing when I was doing those kind of things was all my childhood trauma that made me either a full-on people pleaser or became way too comfortable with abuse, be it primarily emotional. So I would be the hey, how you doing? How you doing? And I still have not figured out where the fuck the high road goes. Like, it's no longer on my GPS, but I never know what the destination, like, where do you get to on the high road? So I stopped using it because
Oh.
I'm clear that, I get to, take my voice back. And so I've decided to dissolve a friendship just today. Like, you know what? I'm good on your antics. I'm good on you weaponizing your whiteness, and I'm just good. I'm good on you, right? Um, and that gave me an opportunity to really look at myself clearly and go, what else are you good on? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been chasing this idea of like romantic relationship for other people. And I'm like, I'm actually good. Right now, I got to get stuff together. Certain things I don't want to take into any relationship. So I'm focusing in on me, like cleaning up stuff, getting stuff done, and wanting to do my work. Like, my word, this year is integrity. And I never, I when I chose a word, I chose where I'm going to be in integrity. I didn't know it was going to whoop my ass beginning January 1, right? But it's been like, oh, I thought you said it was going to be integrity. Say what you really feel. And I was like, fuck, I actually don't trust you, dog. And I had to say that today, right? I
Mm.
don't trust you. And it felt, I don't know that it felt good, but I did get free. I didn't feel like I needed to hold somebody up who didn't want to be held, right? I'm like, no, you go do your thing. And when you hit rock bottom, I hope you enjoy the rocks. Now, if you reach back out, I got you, but I can't do this with you. It's draining. And I have a bad habit of picking up stuff that don't belong to me. And I have a bad habit up until now of playing in trash that I've taken out. And I'm not doing that anymore. That's not doing it. I'm finished. Like, I can't do it. And I want to be nobody God. And I want to be nobody guru. But I do want to be here to support you. But I got to do it for me first. Right? Unapologetically. So hearing what you said, Pete, like, it came in such a beauty. It came in both a warning or a confirmation, but I'm gonna take it as a confirmation that
Mm-hmm.
if I don't like choose me in every area of my life, then then it's important. And what comes up for me, and I'll shut up after this, is discipline. I have to access more discipline in my life, with everything from health to my art to everything, like, more discipline. I believe that when you're casual in your life, there'll be casualties. I just don't want to be a casualty in my own life. I want, my goal is to be intentional about living. So that's where I'm at. And a lot of joy, a lot of joy. I'm hyper reflective because it's been a very interesting January and February. And I've been like, wow, and snow. Wow, thanks.
Hey, but I'm just curious. Um, and I'm sure there's way more context that we don't have. But when you had mentioned the last time the person reached out to you was basically a month ago or
Yeah.
3 weeks ago or whatever it was. Let's just say a month, and then they reached back out during the snow or whatever. I'm curious because clearly there's the infrequency of at which they reach out is troublesome. But I'm curious to know from you, could I offer that potentially, and I don't know the context of the relationship, but
Mm.
they wanted to reach out but just felt like they needed a reason. Is that a plausible um scenario?
Yeah, I'm not a therapist. I'm not interested in being one. I
So you
can't. I feel like I'm not going to deduce your behavior. I make time for what I want. I make time for who I want. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
If you put me on the shelf, leave me there.
I see what you're saying. So this is somebody I would imagine that you feel you should be speaking to more frequent. Well, I shouldn't say should be,
No, no,
but
no. But it can occur. I can hear it can occur. It should. It's
okay.
not so much it should. It's a courtesy. I'm making time for you.
Hmm.
A time for you. You were clear. I believe that silence is that's a conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
We've been having a conversation up to this point. I had just had some other friends who hadn't talked to me in a while. Oh, we should grab lunch. Our relationship is not broken. We don't need lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue to text and do what we do. Like I think people, I'm no longer in this conversation of it needs to look the way society says it needs to look in order for it to be. I don't need all of that. I got y'all. I got people that love me that show up for me in the way that
I
show
see
up.
what you're saying. Yeah, I
Not
see exactly what you're saying.
it's just this kind of I was just really insulted, right? You
Mhm.
don't get the like great person award because you checked me in the snow. My family didn't call me. I'm good.
Yeah, I see
I'm
what
from
you're saying.
Chicago. Snow ain't shit. But for me, it's that kind of like, hey, big head shit. Like, we not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that with you. Right? If
No,
it's cold
eh,
outside, you believe I'm hey big head, send a hat, nigga. Like, what are we doing? I
I
just don't
love
have just don't have the energy for that kind of like game. And I hate when people say we should get to know each other. And I'm like, all right, cool. But what I've gotten to know is your silence. I'm okay with that. I don't have nothing around it. I just don't like to be played with.
no, I get it now.
Let,
I got the context I needed.
let
Yeah.
me let me ask this just for clarity's sake, because I obviously I'm listening to your story and not making it about me, but I'm trying to see how how it pertains to my world and my circle. So I feel like I've shared maybe a similar situation before, and it trickled to the conversation of expectation on what I expected, me expecting people to treat them how I treat them. Was there a certain level of expectation you had that didn't get met that has you feeling this way? And I'm just asking because I remembered a conversation just about that, because that's something that I've really had to tussle with myself, is just, expecting people to do certain things. And it's like, fam, like, everybody ain't you. Everybody ain't gonna treat you like you treat them. You know what I'm saying?
We actually clarified some expectations, right? I actually clarified some expectations. There was an agreement, and then it wasn't like a thing, but I also have to be clear. I invited the experience. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
victim to it. I was a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
I participated. What I'm also clear about, I give great attention. And I find that when people get what they need, they go where they need to go.
Hmm.
When's the last time y'all talked to y'all third grade teacher?
Miss Slepsky.
Right? But you never forgot the lesson. So my hope is that whatever their lesson they came to get, that they run with it. But I'm okay with being a teacher. Right now I'm looking to be a student. I just haven't found the right teacher.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. You good on your check-in, LT?
Good, good.
No doubt. Go ahead. What's happening? What it is, what it was, what it does, cuz. Check in. How you be? How you feeling? How you living?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Butter hit on it a little bit. We got I think we got a little bit more snow than New York City. Typically we do, at least. But we got hit pretty hard with a snowstorm out here in Boston. School was closed yesterday and today, so we missed two school days. What I learned yesterday, I talked to Oz. I didn't know that New York City, they do remote school days during snow days. I didn't know that, and I'm like, that actually makes perfect sense considering the infrastructure was built during COVID, right? Like, I don't know how effective it is, but nonetheless, it makes sense, like for to continue learning on a snow day. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Chase was home last 2 days. I again we got like 20 inches out here in Boston, so we got hit pretty hard. And my snow removal people didn't come till today, and today was sunny in Boston. So Chase wanted to go outside, so I had to trek through the snow, create a little path, and all of that. You know what I mean? Until so we can get out and he can go play with our backyard neighbors. And that dude was over there for like 6 hours today. So it was good because he was getting a little cabin fever. But but I'm also excited, man, because I'll check it maybe slightly longer. But I finalized payment for my trust, our living trust for Lorraine and I yesterday. So that felt really good to get
Congrats.
that complete. Thank you. So
Right.
we we sit down with them on the 19th because that's with all my travel I got going on. That's as soon as I can get over there. But I felt good, man. Like I felt, and again, we have to. It's paid for. We just have to fill in the blanks now, essentially.
Mhm.
So and for those listening who aren't familiar with a trust, you may have heard a will, right? And a will. The most simplest way to put it is if one of your loved ones pass and they have a will, you can execute the will, but not without going to court. So you have to go through probate court to get all that stuff situated, and God knows what's going on at that time. But if you have a living trust and irrevocable or revocable trust, you don't have to go to court. Basically, prior to your death, it's a playbook. Like boom, if this happens, this goes here, this goes here, this person's in charge of this person's in charge of this. It's a whole playbook that the play is starting to get run, once you pass away. So that was important for me to get done because life be lifing, man, and we be having stuff all over the place, and you don't know, like if I died today, like Lorraine would not be able to access easily certain accounts. Not the big ones, but like the little things. Like she just wouldn't know how to access it. I have a house that I owned prior to her. So it's just like getting all that stuff buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? Like that felt really, really good to make the because I started it last year. Then I took on that house project and I'm like, look, I'm gonna have to catch you on the rebound. You know what I'm saying? I
Word.
ain't got it
You on
right
the
now.
flip side.
So yeah. But now that that's behind me, I got that squared away. So I was excited about that. And also, maybe TMI, maybe not, but Lorraine and I have two very different ways of viewing money. Very different. And Chief, you remember when you and I, probably like 2 months ago, Butta helped us with this. It was the first time that I realized that um, when I had said to you something to the effect of, you get mad when I don't ask for help. And I said that's just ego or pride, or I said something like that. And then Butta helped me understand that I feel the same way as you feel about that. And there was something else there was one.
Not taking the advice you do give, like the reverse
Yeah,
one.
exactly. And we both realized that I realized that I get as mad as you get for the opposite, right?
Mhm.
So with money, Lorraine and I have two very different ways of viewing money. She's all about, for lack of a better term, YOLO. You know what I'm saying? Like she's just like, listen, I'm here for the vibes and the experiences, right? So like we going on vacation. I'm not thinking about retirement right now. Like that's her mindset. And my mindset is no, we need to slow this shit down because we don't want to be 65 and be working. You know what I'm saying? So
What was the nigga?
anyway,
What was Terry Crews' name in the Everybody Hates Chris, the penny pincher homie? Y'all remember his name?
I don't remember his name. He was a dad. I can't remember his name though.
Let me find out that's you, man.
Um, no, so that's just always my thing. So she has this interesting relationship with money, and my relationship with money is very different. She has no problem getting it. That's not her problem. Her problem is once she gets it, what does she do with it? I say all that to say, coming into this year, she's like, well, babe, you know how I am with money. You know I don't like saving. She's like, so what if I just paid for all our vacations this year? And that will be my way of saving. She's like, you'll just save and I'll pay for our vacations. And then, basically it's six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that. I'm like, how many vacations you trying to go on? This motherfucker
10.
said, this motherfucker said 8. Premise. 8. And it ain't like she trying to go to Rhode Island, to Newport or something like that. She's like, so I want to go to Cabo. I want to go to Europe. We're already going to Cancun. We're gonna go to Barbados. We're going. I'm like, Then I got like mad. I'm like, oh, so you can produce all this money for that, but you can't save no money? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was a whole long discussion. She's like, no, babe, I'm gonna manifest it. Trust me, I'm gonna manifest it. Bro, this girl's manifestation powers is so real. Like, I'm not gonna get into too much, but basically, due to some investments that we made, we just got this crazy opportunity that I'm like, how the fuck did you do this? Like, it just came out of nowhere. And
but it didn't.
right, exactly, exactly. And I'm just like, and she's like, I told you. And I'm
Hmm.
like, this is the type of shit I be talking about. Like, this is why, like, it's hard for me to get through to her because it's like shit like this happens. So anyway, real good couple of days. Real good couple of days traveling. I'm doing my first day trip tomorrow. I got to go back to Atlanta, flying out at 5:30 in the morning, flying back at 5:30 in the evening. So I'm trying to do that more. I'm not trying, I'm doing that more tomorrow being the first day to just get the most out of my travel without losing time at home if possible. So very long check-in, but that is where I'm at.
Your nickname is Penny Pension Skinflint.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a story, right? So my brother one day, I was getting I bought my truck and I bought it in Buffalo, and I'm like, yeah, bro, I gotta cause my I had a truck when I moved to Boston. I sold it, and when we bought the house, I'm like, I got to get another vehicle because we need more than one. So I was like, yeah, bro, I'm about to fly to Buffalo. I gotta pick up this car. He was like, and this was 2022. He was like, what you getting, a 2015 Honda Accord? And I'm like, yo, I promise you, I'm not that cheap, man. It just seems like that. Like, it just seems like that. But anyway, I didn't get a 2015 Honda Accord, but nonetheless,
I
my
got a
check was
17
done. Yeah,
Right.
with leathers.
with leathers, with the butters. Yo, that's what's up, man. Salute to you for continuing to grind and y'all doing big things as a unit. We look good as a unit. That's what's up. For me, fellas, the check-in is gonna go all over the place, but I think the last time, a couple times we recorded it was the when it rains it pours. I'm still in that phase, but I'm finding the good in it and I'm making the best of it, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Like, so I left Friday to go to Texas to work on my next project, and some great things came out of it. Like, was in there really, really grinding. Now, remember I told y'all that Sir Billy Dorsey, shout out to Sir Billy Dorsey, we're gonna get him on the podcast soon too. Dope
That's dope.
producer, but he had been asking me like what music speaks to me, like what type of style do I want for my album, and I kept trying to explain to him like, yo, I'm just all over the place. Like, I don't have a specific. I don't know. I think I told you. Like, he asked me. Like, he said, if music lives in my veins and I'm cut, what song plays?
Mm.
And I was like, shit. And I didn't know how to explain that to him. So I wrote a poem about it. But the poem didn't explain to him what he needed to get. So Friday night we spent like 3 hours just trying to figure out what music speaks for me. And what we ended up coming to, because we wanted to have like a through line throughout the album. But what ended up happening was he was like, you know what, let's strip it back down. So we went poem by poem. He's like, what? He's like, basically, what song is a good reference for this poem? And that worked 10 times better for us.
What does you mean reference?
So
Like music
like,
reference?
music
Like,
reference, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Because remember, I speak poetry, he speaks music, and I felt like we was in there talking two different languages.
Yeah.
So we finally came to we met at a common ground where like we read every poem. He's like, well, okay, well, what song speaks to you? And bro, when I tell you, I hit him like, you know what? I hear this in the background, and he put his headphones on and was like, and we just picking pieces, and I'm like, yo, and the way just, I told you I have this infatuation with like watching people do what they do best. So I'm sitting back watching this brother cook, and I'm like, yo, like he's
Organic process, man.
nah, yo, it's crazy, but like he was able to it's so I'm gonna I'll let you guys hear it offline, but like there's different pieces. When you hear the tracks, you can probably hear the inspiration behind it, but how he flipped it so it's not, so we're not sampling or nothing like that. Like it's just it's so cool to watch him work. So we got some really, really dope work in, and like I learned a lot about the music, just music creation process and being able to move things around, and but it was really, really dope. So then I'm supposed to come back Sunday. Snowstorm happens. My flight is canceled. So I'm like, okay, well, I get another day to work with him on Sunday. I can work all day Sunday, leave on Monday. Monday, they're like, nah, flights is booked. I mean, everything's sold out. So now I got to leave on Tuesday. But the blessing, school was canceled on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. We get another day to work. Got some more work, and it was awesome. So then Monday night, Tuesday, ready to go. And then flight gets delayed a little bit, but I'm back, obviously. But like everything, Tuesday's day, school is canceled. So I'm like, all right, I got some wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got to take these days off of work. So it's like a gift and a curse. But I don't know if y'all remember, but Sunday, baby girl's birthday, also my brother's anniversary, 17 years. So I'm like, I wake up in the morning, just like I did in San Diego, Bell, good energy, I'm fine. Next thing you know, shit punched me right in the face. We in the middle of a session. I was like, it's 9 a.m. I'm grooving. And we stop, and he's playing like the next. We work on the next track, and the inspiration was Alicia Keys' Diary. That's the inspiration was the inspiration for the next track. And I remember Peanut sang that song at like a karaoke with the family one day. Lost it. I'm talking about just sitting there and I'm grooving, and all of a sudden it was just like the bop stopped. And so he looks at me like, "You all right, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then just waterworks. And I was like, I had told Mookie when we left the hotel, I'm like, "Yo, I'm good now, but it's gonna hit me at some point today." And when I tell you that shit walked up on me, something so crazy, like out of nowhere, just click, click, boom. And I was like, so I processed through that moment, and that was cool. And then later in the day, I get a call. My grandmother went back to the hospital. So it's like, what the five? Well, she's in there. She making it hard on herself. But she's good now. They're just treating her. Gonna send her back home tomorrow. So we're in a good place there. But like that whole thing happened, and then it was just like, but when my mom and my brother called me, and that never happens. So now when they call me, I'm like, oh, here go this bull. Like I'm expecting them to tell me something bad happened. And they did, was like grandma's back in the hospital. But my mindset was like, oh, all right, she'll be all right. Because the last time she went, I guess when the nerves kicked in. And she made it home, like, whew, thank God. So this time I'm like, she'll be good. Like it wasn't even like one of them stressors for me. But here's the kicker for you fellas. My aunt, my dad's sister lives in Houston. I met up with my aunt. We had dinner. I basically had that same conversation I had with my uncle with her. I didn't really record much, but I talked to my dad this weekend.
Get the fuck out.
Oh shit!
Yo, my man really just he be cuffing that ace.
That was
Look
a
at
fucking
that.
left field ass motherfucker. I did not see that coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the topic has just been scratched. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Fuck
proceed.
whatever we was talking about.
I talked to my dad this weekend, y'all. So I'm talking to my aunt, and she's telling me she's pretty much confirming everything that my uncle said, just how he is as a person, how he grew up, and how his mentality is. She's like, he's really.
Is he the oldest?
My father is, yes.
Okay.
So she's like, he's setting his ways and this, that, and the third. And I'm just listening, and she's like, we've been praying. We pray for you. We always looked for you. We always wanted you around. And your mom, she would let you go. And I get it. Her and my dad wasn't necessarily together. You dig what I'm saying? It went down. Here I come, and he wanted to take me to the island. She's like, nigga, you're not taking my baby. You know what I'm saying? So, my aunt seems a little bit more understanding in terms of my mom's side of it. Never, because there's his side and her side and whatever. But she's like, let's call your uncle, and she hits the FaceTime on her phone. What I don't know is it's a group chat with her and all her siblings. So when she
How many are there?
it's her. So it's 3 girls, 2 boys.
5. Okay.
So 5.
I
Yeah.
make a request. We don't ask him no more questions to the end.
Sorry.
so she's the phone's ringing and I think she's calling my uncle, the one I talk to every day, my Uncle Trevor. Talk to every day. So I'm holding the phone and my pop answers. And I'm just like, but what's crazy is the feeling in me was cool. It wasn't like, oh shit, like I didn't get tense. Like when my uncle was like, yeah, I'll tell my uncle I'm gonna come help you out at your crib. He's like, I just want to let you know your father's here. I was like, ooh, like I ain't going now. You know what I'm saying? But when he answered the phone, I was like, what's up, old man? And he looked and he's like, Jermaine? And I'm like, no. Although I'm Jermaine, he thought I was my cousin Jermaine.
Oh, I thought he was calling you by your middle name. Okay.
No. He thought I was my cousin Jermaine. So here's the fucked up part about it. He calls me Mikey, and I hate that shit.
It's part of it.
So he calls me Mikey, and I can't fucking stand it. So then he my aunt's like, no, that's not Jermaine. Well, I was like, technically I am Jermaine. And then he looked again and he's like, is that Mike? I'm like, yeah, it's me, man. What's up? How you doing? He said, hey, man, it's good to see you. He's like, I'm out here he was with my uncle. They were shoveling snow in New York. He's like, I'm out here shoveling the snow. Your uncle's over there. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's cool, man. You all right? And, just simple, basic conversation. But my energy, the feeling in me was just like, it wasn't what I anticipated it to be. First of all, I did not expect him to pick up the phone. And when he did, it was like, what's up, man? Like there was no, I was almost like impressed with how it didn't, like I left there and was like, wasn't that bad. And I was just explaining to my aunt, like, yeah, I think I'm at a point now where I'm ready to break the ice. And she's like, yeah, well, we're all going to New York March 17th to go stay at Trevor's house and hang out with him because my dad lives with my Uncle Trevor, so the 3 sisters are going to go down, just hang out and be with my uncle. And I'm like, you know what, I'll come out there, but I got a gig in New Mexico at the same time, so I won't be able to get there. But I told him I would FaceTime him and we'd have a different conversation. But, we'd be able to talk and catch up. So it was interesting to say the least, man. I took a quick recording on my phone of me talking to him and my uncle and my aunt next to me on the FaceTime. So I got that clip. I'll show you guys. But it was, I guess, the start of the process, man. Well, not the start, but like, that door has been opened, and I didn't feel uncomfortable. There was no negative emotion attached to it, which is, I think, is a blessing. And I appreciate you fellas. I thought about that when I got in the car. I'm like, these niggas prepared me for this moment. Like I answered the phone. Well, he answered the phone, and there was no like expectation. I wasn't surprised that he didn't know who I was or he didn't recognize me. You know what I'm saying? Like that didn't. Now that I think about it, that didn't even like impact me. He couldn't tell instantly who I was. And I'm like,
that's big too.
I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. Well, it was like a little grainy at first too, so that could have been, he couldn't quite like how the phone would be blurred a little bit. So there was that. But yeah, man. So we had maybe it was like a 5-minute conversation. And then my uncle, he was like, Trevor, pick up the phone. And my uncle picked up. My uncle was like 20 feet from him shoveling the driveway. So my uncle was doing the driveway, he was doing the sidewalk, and my uncle picked up and was like, my uncle looked more shocked than I was. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
That was yeah, man. That was my weekend. Buddy, you got so much on your spirit, man. What?
I think we all do.
Look, I'm like, go Bell, ask the question.
Yeah. So, bro, I'm like,
yeah.
And I knew something was off with you because I text you on the 22nd, didn't really get much. Called
you.
I
was in the studio all day, Bell. Like,
no. And I knew you were busy, so it wasn't like I'm not saying anything like that. I just felt that like there's something he's not telling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and naturally, because we didn't speak. So I'm like, there's a lot that happened this weekend that I knew about. And obviously some shit that I didn't know about. But bro, like, I mean, in my opinion, you ready. like I don't think there's any more prep necessary, man. Like you got thrown into the fire unexpectedly. You handled it extremely well. And I think in that moment, you not being triggered by him not knowing who you are, like, because I mean, if I'm being honest, that would have pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? And you can say whatever, but like the old you, that could have been enough for you not to proceed potentially. You know what I'm saying? It could have been enough for you not to proceed any further. You know what I mean? Now, but again, to your point, man, you and I know you think this, but you did that, bro. You did that work, man. Like you obviously were transparent, but you did the work. Like I'm happy for you that you had that encounter and it was unexpected. Like I'm happy that it was unexpected and then you could see your true self show up. You know what I mean? Like you can see exactly how, because you can tell us till you blue in the face. No, I'm ready. But then when when them lights come on, it's like, all right, it's game time, and you showed up, man. So that's super dope. I'll be curious to know, and I'll get off it, but I'll be curious to know what your aunt has to say about how he received seeing you on that call unexpectedly, because that was on your aunt's phone, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be curious to know that.
I'll call her tomorrow and just kind of get see. I'll ask the question, like, what was your thought process? What did you think? Um,
Well, not her necessarily. Like if he followed up with her after your conversation with him and how that made
mhm.
him feel. Or you can wait till you talk to him. Again, I'm just curious.
Or how did you all end the call?
It was nice talk, good seeing you, nice talking to you. I'll talk to you soon, type of thing. It's like, all right, man, later, and that
Yeah,
was it.
I think that too, because remember he was being a little avoidant at one point.
I don't know if I can attach avoidant to it. I think the avoidance was me.
I'm very clear. He only matched it. And what I mean by avoidant, I'm clear that it was all you, but he was never around really.
Mm.
You couldn't really get to him. And then this time, even with him calling you Mikey, what if that's attached to the Mikey he remembers? And he don't know you as Chief. He don't know
Yeah,
you as even
yeah, that
Jermaine.
ain't
He knows.
yeah, that ain't gonna change. I can't stand that shit.
Oh, I
I
mean,
do not like it.
and you can tell him like, but it sounds like that's his affinity to his son.
It could be, but
Like
it
it's
very
like
much so could be.
it's,
Yeah,
that's his thing for him. Like he's always had a Mikey.
That's the only kid he knows.
Yeah, that's the only kid he knows. So he separated Jermaine. Jermaine belonged to somebody else, but you're his Mikey.
yeah. There's also
You got more, nigga?
no, yeah. Well, one part I was looking through my pictures. The part I forgot. I ended up connecting with my man David Michael Wyatt this weekend. He live out in Houston,
Oh,
so we
dope.
got yeah, so we connected and had a good conversation. It was dope. I don't know if you guys are familiar with David Michael Wyatt. He's
You kidding me
a
right
singer,
now?
huh?
Are you going to continue to be disrespectful? Are
No,
we for David Michael? Are you kidding me right now?
no, yeah. So we connected, man, and that was really, really, really dope. And for me, it was even more so
Tell the
dope
people who
because
he is. The
so
people that
David
don't
Michael White's a singer. I found out about him via Toby Wigway. He was Toby Wigway's background singer and whatnot. Gets busy. Dude's voice is crazy.
David Michael Wyatt is walking around right now with an entire orchestra in his throat.
Yep.
Yeah,
This man sings
no.
like he was only put on the planet to sing.
Yep.
He's an amazing storyteller, a gifted vocalist, and he's like a contributing artist given that he loves contribution and he works collaboratively with most. Erica Badu has said on numerous occasions that he's dope.
Yeah, he wrote and that's good. Wrote a song about it because Eric Badu told me he was dope, and he wrote a song about that. And one of his like song is called "I'm Dope," and Miss Badu said I'm dope. So I
Hmm.
connected with him, and that was just it was cool because literally, so in 2024, he was my Apple Music's most listened to artist. So
Now,
to have an opportunity to meet him and be like, yo, and chop it up with him was cool. And what the best part about it was we talked about working together on my album, and he just mentioned something about
Whew.
like he mentioned something about relationships. Remember how I told you like I want people vested in the work and whatever. And he was like, yeah, and I just the business is shady. And I'm about that foundational stuff and making having that relationship. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea how like that's music to my ears. You know what I'm saying? That's why we met today. We didn't really talk about the project. It was more just the fellowship. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so that was really, really, really dope, man. And to have Mookie there, Mookie just kind of caught it all and took the pictures, recorded the video and whatnot. So that was also shout out to Mook too. Me and Mook had a great time this weekend. Hella laughs.
Yo, Mook is a trooper, bro. Mook traveled on his birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's up. Hey, before I forget, Chief, what was Peach's reaction?
So first of all, that nigga's always gonna be a nigga, which is crazy. So I remember the track "Forgiveness" that I had played for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first joints. That was one of the first joints we worked on. So we did that, and I sent it to my mom just so she can kind of get a feel for it. I go see my aunt and I said, "Yeah, your mom sent me the song," and she sent it to Uncle Trevor, and I'm just like I had to text her like, "Ma, don't send this to nobody else, please." Like it ain't first of all it ain't even done, but you shook your head back because that's just who she is,
man. I already know, like,
but that's just I can't knock her. It's just a proud mom.
But that's who she is.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it when I sent it to her. Like, "Ma, check this out." What's crazy is. You laugh because Bell, I sent it to her and then she didn't respond at all. Like no confirmation, no like this is nice, Jermaine, nothing. Like she just I'm like I didn't think about it. And so my like, yeah, your mom sent it to me because I told her like I got something I want you to hear, and then somewhere later in the conversation, I got something I want to send you. And then maybe 10 minutes later in the conversation, like, yeah, your mom sent me the track you just made. And I'm just like, this nigga here, man. He's like, yeah, he sent it to me, your Uncle Trevor, and I'm like, oh my God. So
the people have
I can imagine who else she sent it to.
That's gonna be the soundtrack of the family reunion. What you talking about? Like,
that's what they're working on now, though. We're working on a family reunion for 2027 in Dominica. So,
and you've never been, right?
Never been,
Can we go back to Dad for a moment?
Of course,
or just for a moment. Now that you've had the chance, now that we're all clear that you don't need to do extra work because you've done the work, and now the results of your work is this experience. Can we big up your auntie for making the call? Right? Like, thank you. Like, I'm grateful for her for putting you and him in a space where you all had the chance to really, even like that 5 minutes, was a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. That
5 minutes has so much in it, right? Even down to you going, oh wait, I'm whole. Like it's almost like having that experience and realizing nothing was actually broken in you, but being clear that you're a whole in it. Even in the the word tells you what to do is for the giving, right? And so when you give forgiveness, you get it back because you forgive yourself and then you forgive other people. And it's not always this diatribe of I just want to say to you, it's really no, this ain't Jermaine. Well, kind of. And then being able to dialogue from that, man, if God don't do nothing else for 2026, this is hearing that.
Nah, it was definitely
when I get off the call. When I get off this, I'm good.
It was definitely it was a good feeling for me, man, because I was like, I don't want to say proud of myself, but I gave myself credit for the work. Because honestly, like you said, Bill, maybe you're right. Maybe a little while ago, if he answered, it might have threw me off.
So be proud. You get to be proud. It's a bigger deal than what you're making it.
And I think it's okay that you're not making the big deal now. I think the main thing that stands out to me is how you greeted him. And you said, "What's up, old man?" And that reminds me of I hadn't seen my dad from 7 years old till I was 11 when he was in the ICU at UC Davis with those 3rd-degree burns. He had just got burnt in the fire the day before. And 5.5 years later, I'm walking in and seeing him for the first time. And as soon as I seen him, I was like, "What's up, Dad?" And I went right to just naturally trying to take care of this man, asked him if he needed a sip of apple juice. His skin is still steaming. And I think there's a part of us that shows up in our truest version when it comes to our dads, unprepared and unannounced, and it really shows us who we are and where we stand with them. And I think you greeting him, there's so many ways you could have initiated that. What's up? Or how you doing? And called him by his first name. But naturally, you said, "What's up, old man?" And you initially acknowledged the tie between the two of you off rip. You called him dad. You called him dad. You didn't say you called him dad. And I think that speaks to all the work you've done, the healing you're at. Like Butter said, I think the wholeness, but like even if you don't give yourself, yeah, I agree with Butter, you're not. But I also feel like I can understand where you're coming from and where you're at in this space right now, because I don't even know if it's a space where you necessarily do be like, man, I just did good with my dad. And I personally would rather you just sit in whatever space you're in right now, bud. You know what I'm saying? Like the credit may come, it may not, but sit in where you are and acknowledge for yourself where you are as it pertains to your dad and just ride that wave. But like whatever
Yeah.
conversations you need to have them, but ride this wave because this is the wave you're meant to be on right now. Yeah, this is the wave you're meant to be on right now. So just make sure you don't overcomplicate this wave. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
Mhm.
don't speak to him for 3 months, cool. Just ride the wave, and apply it to everything else going on in your life, because this has been the fucking thing for the whole time we've been doing this podcast. This has been the thing for you. I'm going back to Morehouse right now in my head in the conversation we had on campus at Morehouse. This
Mhm.
has been the fucking thing, bud. And so just acknowledge the wave the universe put you on with your pops right now, regardless of the interaction, bud, because that's so fucking monumental, man. And I hope you see the other things unfold around you this week because they're going to, as a result of what you just did with your dad. And when they happen, bud, connect them
Yeah.
because they're gonna happen. Shit is gonna unfold this week. It's going to, bud. It's gonna unfold, and then you better text me at least once when it happens so I can know I'm right. It's gonna unfold, and when it unfolds, tie it right back into what's up, old man. Because had you not done that, you know what I'm saying? Had your aunt
Mhm.
not made that call, like Butter's saying, had you not had that interaction, whatever is meant for you next would not unfold the way it's about to. But like I'm hella fucking I'm like calm, want to cry for you. You know what I'm saying? Like proud, not dramatic, but calm, want to cry for you because I know what that feels like. You were around, you guys motivated me to call my dad, and now you're having this moment. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so proud. I'm so happy for your spirit, bud, and I hope you go inside. Oh, I'm getting fucking emotional for you, bud. I hope you go inside, and I hope you talk to that kid in you, bud. I really do, but because you really deserve it. Like you hella deserve it. I hope you have a conversation with the kid inside of you, but about what y'all just did for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that conversation y'all just had with y'all's dad. I hope you start to have more of a conversation with your kid, bud, because it's gonna heal the fuck out of you, bud. Like I'm so fucking happy for you, bud. I'm gonna stop rambling, but I'm happy for you. Make sure you have that conversation with your kid, but like the inner kid in you.
Yo,
Whenever it happens, but make sure you have it and y'all talk and be quiet and listen to the kid and you talk back to yourself because he's gonna talk back to you, but he's gonna talk back to you and you're gonna start having this dialogue and it's gonna heal you having that conversation and it's gonna lead you to future conversations with your pops. But now it's gonna be both of y'all talking to him. That's
I
it.
can't I can't unhear you say bud as much as you said it. I can't unhear it because in order for us to get the rose, it starts as a bud. And then it begins to unfold and open up.
he was saying blood, I think. But
Yeah, I
either
was
way,
saying blood.
He was
It
saying
sounded
blood.
like blood.
I
But
know
look,
well,
I
he,
was
even
saying blood.
that's
he
that's
said,
but
he
that's even
said
that's but
Oakland,
that's even a deeper connection when you talk about the blood.
yeah, but he's saying it in the Oakland pentameter. But
Yeah.
I kept hearing bud, but when you think about blood, right? It's all of those things, but I think about a rose and how it opens. And it's a red rose to keep that blood in there. But it's that conversation of like the unfold, man.
Niggas is in our 40s having these moments, bro. Like, how much of a blessing is that? We're in our 40s having healing moments still that we have yet to experience. But like, you never got that experience before. We're in our 40s doing this shit, man. Like, how much of a blessing is that? You know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, I hear you, P.
don't nothing stop. Don't nothing stop, bud. Like,
Nothing.
ah,
I just, I thoroughly just want to say, bro, like, I love you, man,
I
and
love
and
you
I
too,
and I
man.
appreciate you, bro. Like, and I mean that, and I say that because, like, watching you feel for me, you know the grind, man. You've been here the whole time as you've broken this whole shit down with me, man. So thank y'all, yo, because it's if it weren't for y'all, I promise you, there's no way I'd be here right now. No way. I don't know if you even saw it, P, but I wrote in my random thoughts thing. I wrote the joint the other day talk about one of my closest friendship was built off a trauma bond. Like I was talking about us. That people probably don't know that, but
Yeah, I seen that.
like we was met at versus and flow going through it. And we connected since there, but like it's it's just it's a beautiful thing, man, and I'm thankful to have this brotherhood that has helped to heal me, man, and
Yeah,
to
man. But
to
you healing
to
yourself, bud.
no,
You
but just
healing yourself, man.
to like you gentlemen are literally going through this experience with me,
Yup.
and you talk about the kid in me, like that's literally what every poem, like literally every poem I did this weekend reference, like healing the kid in me. I just there's something about the boy inside of me in every piece that I did, and I don't think men I don't think we do a good enough job of acknowledging that boy inside needs healing. We're taught to press on and push on and all that good stuff, but when we sit down and dig deep, like y'all broke it the way I'll tell everybody till I'm blue in the face when y'all broke it down to me, like that meeting when he said, "I told your mother not to have you." The little boy in me was crushed, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize that this he was looking at a grown ass man, so he shot it to me like a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. It was hard to see in that moment, but after processing with y'all and picking that up, like it's evident. It was evident that the boy inside of me was crushed. You know what I'm saying? So to recognize that and to take the steps towards healing that, and to come to a place now where I'm trying to upload this damn picture, but it won't come through, and I think it's a testament to
What if it's just for you?
Yeah, I was
Yup.
Save it
thinking
for
something
you.
along
Save
the
it for
same
you.
lines. Yep.
Save it for you. My
no
challenge
this
to you, if
this
you want to
this
introduce yourself to your father, send him some of your work. Like when you for that first meeting, just you and him, share your work with him so he begins to get to know the man.
no, I
But I think
think
that
you
video is for you. Save it for you. Keep it for you.
no, but this is something that I want to share with y'all. The world don't gotta see this, but it's a it's I want y'all to see, like I just sent it to y'all in the group chat, but I want y'all to see just the look on my face, but look at the look on my aunt's face. Like you can see the joy in
Yeah.
her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That you look like a little boy.
Yeah, you like a kid, man.
You look like Mikey.
Hey,
But
man.
It's such
no,
a blessing, man, to be in
Oh
this
my God.
space, man. This is such a gift to be able to experience life at this level. Haven't been here this long, man. I'm so glad you got that experience, man.
it's
Yeah,
it
I
was
think it's dope, man, and I don't even want to belabor the point, but I think it's and you've hit on this just now. I mean, the whole time, but specifically just now. It's so easy to gloss over that last conversation and be like, I had to basically look at it from his perspective. He was talking to a grown man, so he shot it to me straight. But that little boy still wanted to be loved and, wanted more or less. And it's so easy to be like, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, as a grown man,
That's what my
Mm-hmm.
right?
response was.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have stayed your response had you not done some introspective work. That's the point
Yeah.
I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Like, you clearly you felt and knew that this was bothering you more than you could see. And as a result of that, you did the work to solve it. And not solve it, but to address it. That's the word I'm looking for, to address it. Whereas, quite frankly, Chief, it's probably easier to ignore it, right? Because if you ignore it, that's the feeling that you've had your whole life. That's been
Mm-hmm.
constant. So you can manage that. But you start going and digging up and getting curious and trying to understand and then trying to see his POV and your aunt's POV and your sister's POV, bruh, that's a lot of trauma to drum up. You know what I'm saying? And I think honestly, I swear, man, I think it's until right now, I didn't understand the level of trauma that could induce until right now. Because you know me, man, I'm like, let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the famous words of my man Willie D, if it's going down, let's get it
Let's get it
over with.
over with. Word.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when you be telling me this. I'm like, man, why are we going through all these steps, man? Just call this nigga. Like, I ain't got time for this, man. Like, I'm like, just get to it. But I see now. I see now. And I see now I could argue that going the route you went potentially could be more painful because of
Mm.
all these conversations that you have to have with this man that you don't know, and they're explaining him to you, and then the experiences that your sister had that you will never have, right? Because you're no longer at that age to receive that type of experience. And then what does that do to you? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's part of your process, and I get it now. So hats off to you, man.
Salute, man. I'm gonna say this, and I think it's important that I do. Fam. Oh man, I gotta get the words. I got the words. I just. Oh my god, bro. Hearing that, hearing you say that, fuck, man. Um, hearing you say that, Bell. Hearing you say that does something for my heart that I don't think you understand. Like, you've always been my dog, man. You've always been my dog, bro. And I know you know that. But you have I'm sure you know, but I don't know if I ever said it. get this shit out. You have you fill the void for me. Bro, you fill the void for me that I don't think anyone else could have. And hearing you say that, it just validates something in me because knowing that you see it now, you can understand it. I spent a lot of time like this shit wasn't easy, man. Shit was not easy. And with the mindset you carry, like, yo, get this shit over. Like, I hear you. I want you to know that. But knowing that at that time, this was hard. I couldn't do it. And each time I would express, like, it needs to be on my time. It needs to be on my time. I got to work through these things. It felt like you didn't understand. And it felt like I was letting you down. And with you always being by my side and clearly filling that void that is unfillable, you never want to let your people down. And my struggles with this process and your perspective on it and encouraging me to do so, yet extending a grace for me to get it on my own, I appreciate. But those times when you're like, yo, let's just, if it's going down, let's get it over with. I wasn't ready. And I didn't think that you understood that. And to hear you say you get it now, it means more to me than you know, bro. I can't even begin to tell you how much that means.
Well, you ain't even gotta say no more because first of all, I love you, man, and thank you for that. Like that means a lot to me, and I'm doing my best to keep it together as I'm responding to you. You know what I'm saying? Because perspective is a motherfucker, right? And I think, not I think, I've never been in not I think about any of you guys' shoes, right? Like my dad, for better or worse, right? He's been present, you know what I'm saying, and he's been present. So for me, I self-admitted may at times have looked at your situation transactionally, not with you and I, right, but with you and him, you and your father. And I'm like, man, it's just a dude, right? Like, let's just get this conversation done so you don't got to stop, so you can stop feeling like this. And that was where I was coming from, where it's like the sooner in my mind, right? Again, this is my POV. I didn't have your perspective until now, because maybe because I didn't know the magnitude, maybe because I didn't understand how deep it was, maybe I didn't understand the all that went into you getting here today, right? Because you weren't here, right? You were somewhere else. And me being action oriented, I was just trying to get you there by way of transaction. Just have the call. That's a transaction. You see what I'm saying? Whereas now what you did was way deeper than a transaction. But anyway, my point is, bro, I'm super proud of you. like super proud of you. I can't say that enough. I can't emphasize that enough. It's funny. I had a situation today. Not a definitely not a situation, but Brianna was going through some stuff, and she called my mom, and she's like, "What'd your dad say?" And oh no, she said, "How do you feel after speaking to your dad?" And she said, before Bree could answer, she's like, "Cause you know your dad." She's like, "You can leave that call feeling real good or not so good." And Bree was like, "The latter." You know what I'm saying? So, but Bree's going through some stuff, and my point in bringing that up is I do my best to say, to be my true authentic self and to say what's on my spirit. And sometimes it may not be the timing may not be right for what I'm saying, but I truly feel what I'm saying. And you may or may not be ready. And this is the proverbial, you may or may not be ready to hear what I'm saying, but it's my truth about the situation if that's what you're asking me for. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like what I was saying at that time wasn't coming from your perspective, which lacked empathy. You know what I'm saying? And what I was saying is like, I don't want my man to hurt no more. And what's at the crux of this hurt is this conversation. So if we can just hurry up and get this conversation over with, I don't got to deal with this shit no more and seeing you like this. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't from a place where it's like, man up. It was never that. It was, no, don't let this motherfucker keep hurting you. Right? If this conversation needs to happen for this hurt to stop, let's just have the conversation. But now I understand it wasn't that simple. You know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, based on your journey, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing takes you this long. So that let me know that there's something I understand now that is way deeper than what I thought it was. But that perspective was everything for me. So I man, listen, bro, it ain't nothing that you could ever ask me for that I won't do for you. And you know that. You know what I'm saying? You are my brother, period. And I know sometimes I can come off a certain way, but I always have your best interest in mind, no matter how that shows up, period. So I need that to be clear, man. And I love you and thank you because I, well, I think we want the same thing. We just had a different way of viewing how we get there.
For sure, for sure. And at no point did I deem you insensitive or anything like that. But just I get the mentality, but I'm trying to express like, bro, it ain't that easy. Like this shit, what I mean? It's fucking 40 years of, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Hurt.
So
Call
yeah,
it what it is. Yeah.
right. So just to hear that, it did a lot for me, man. Because y'all niggas know I give y'all the skin off my body, fuck a shirt off my back. You know what I'm saying? So to not be able to, I don't know, support you guys or to meet your expectation of what you hold for me, it's disappointing, man, regardless of what it is, even if it's my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know I got a handful of niggas who I keep in my corner, and y'all them niggas. So it's like if I can do what I can for y'all, and what I could do for y'all in that regard was heal me, and it was taking too long. I care so much about y'all that I felt like I was hurting. I'm hurting y'all while I'm trying to get me right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm beating myself up for giving myself the time I need
For giving yourself
while
grace.
trying to keep, while trying to not let my homies down. And it was a lot, man. But I wouldn't be here without y'all. There isn't a shadow of a doubt that I would not have been able to have that conversation yesterday without the work that we put through, that we put in. No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, but you had to walk the walk. So don't forget that. I mean, you had to walk. You had to take that walk. So
Yeah.
let's
So
not forget that.
yeah, I'm gonna let a good one out after this, but I think I didn't process how gratifying. I mean, the chapter isn't necessarily closed, but
Yeah, it is. I think a part of it is my bad. My bad.
No, yeah, no, it's definitely a part of it for sure. But like, I was so afraid to turn that page.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know what I
then you were
mean? And then
forced
my aunt
to.
was like, "Nigga, here it is," and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. So that
Same
was
new chapter.
Yeah.
Chapter is complete. Same book,
Exactly.
chapter.
right.
And the dopest part was it didn't come the way you envisioned it. You talked about us being there. You talked about having this support, and then your aunt was like, "Bah!" And you were left to stand in your own square by yourself. And wow, he's right here in front of you. None
Yeah.
of it went how you envisioned doing it. The like Bill said, the result is just in the work, but like you were able to stand on your 10. Yeah, we helped you in the calls and all this shit, but hey, nigga, we weren't there.
We weren't there.
Your
We
aunt,
were not there.
your auntie pulled a bell. She's like, "Oh, now to do."
Yep.
Yeah,
Get this
I
shit over
didn't.
with.
I didn't know it was a group chat. I didn't know he would answer, but he was the first one
Exactly.
to answer. It was just, and the
Exactly.
only one to answer.
Pay attention to all of that.
Yeah, but that's the way God works. You didn't know you
Exactly.
were ready until you knew you were ready.
Hmm.
That's the most beautiful part. You didn't know until you knew.
And ain't none of this shit on our time.
None of it. You know what is on our time though? Death. And you didn't have to wait for death to fill all this. God gave you an opportunity to kill whatever was killing you.
Mm.
And now we've eulogized that. It's now okay now, and we know that death is we tell every time you go to a funeral is about the living. Okay, cool. So whatever you had to kill in order to live, live. But I love what this is what you're experiencing right now, Mike, is exactly what Pete was inviting you to. Even inside of your pride, even inside of your gratitude, have the moment. And you were almost fighting it. I'm glad you gave yourself permission.
That's why we all shut the fuck up. We were all dead ass silent. Like this could take an hour right now.
Don't care.
Yeah,
And
I think P said some very profound shit that in midst of all the stuff that he said in his monologue, but the one thing that stuck out to me was don't overcomplicate this shit. Don't overcomplicate it. Be in the moment. Those two things he said. Be in the moment. Ride the wave. Like, don't overcomplicate it, bro. Like, yo, because your aunt damn sure didn't.
No.
Your aunt damn. What's your aunt name?
Janice.
Shout out to you,
Aunt
Auntie
Janice, we
Janice.
love you.
Janet.
Thank
Yeah,
And I'm gonna shout out your dad.
Yeah.
come on.
We're gonna shout out Pops too. Because I'm glad he picked up, but then I'm also glad he showed up.
Right.
He didn't run. He didn't run.
Yeah.
And he bridged a relationship that he knows got you to him. Pick up the phone.
Yeah. I love that, man.
Oh man.
We got to wrap this shit up because my dad's
Yep.
been calling me and I got to return his call. So sorry.
That's what's up. Yeah. So let's do that. I appreciate y'all boys, man. Sincerely. Let's wrap this up like we normally wrap it up, man. LT, I'm gonna let you go first. What's your final thought, bro?
You can't put a time limit on God. In time and on time. I'm glad I was able to be a credible witness to what it means to be your season. I feel blessed. I feel blessed in this moment. Um, to learn that a great man helped create a great man. And though it might have felt like there was some time lost, there's so much that was gained in just 5 minutes. I'm done.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get mine out the way.
No, you going last. Thank you
Oh,
very
you
much.
going last, nigga. Wait.
Let me go real quick. Um, something about the way Butter started off his final thought. This quote popped in my head, and it kind of aligns with kind of what Prentice said, with not overcomplicating it. But however Butter started off, the quote that popped in my head was, "Just because you pour syrup on shit, don't make it pancakes."
Come
So, like, that is my
It's
final.
classic, baby.
Yeah, just because you pour syrup on shit, don't make it pancakes.
come
Take
on.
from that what you will, but I felt like it was appropriate. Signing off.
P.
It's real simple. I'm happy for you, man, and I really hope you let whatever's supposed to transpire next just naturally happen, bro. I hope you sit in the moment. That's it, man.
You muted, you muted, you
You're
muted, you
muted.
muted.
My final thought is to all of the people, I'm not even gonna say fellas or men or black men, to all of the people holding on to something so tightly out of the fear of what it may do to them. Let's let go of that fear. Start processing those emotions and allow yourself to heal. I do not, I know I would not be at this point had it not been for therapy, for unapologetic, exponentially vulnerable conversations. I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, crying on the episode 2 weeks in a row now. But I think the exposition of that vulnerability is what so many of us men lack. And that could be potentially what's holding us back from becoming the best versions of ourselves because we're so worried about someone else watching us cry, someone else seeing us cry, someone else seeing us process emotions in real time, someone else witnessing us say, I wish I had a relationship with my dad. I miss my dad. I wanted to know my dad and F my dad. We carry that anger so deep and so tight that we feel like that's going to save us. And that ain't it. Um, Final thought is do the work. Find the problem, do the work, and you'll find yourself on the brighter end of healing and on the upward bound of becoming the best version of yourself. And surround yourself with good people who will always have your back, who you don't have to question. Get your circle tight and do the work. That's all I got. With that being said,
We have exemplified our mission day in and day out. For the record, I listened to last week's episode and it was too early for me to get emotional, so I stopped it when y'all started crying. I was like, I'll catch this on the rebound. So I didn't even finish it. But anyway, our mission here at All Black Men Need Therapy is to create a safe space for Black men openly engage in conversations surrounding their mental health. And like I said, we started this to be the message, and I think if nothing else, tonight was a great example of that showing up in real time. So if you have things that you would like us to discuss, or you just want to chat with us or send some support, you can reach us at allblackmenneedtherapy@gmail.com. In addition, we also have a voice line, which you can reach us at 860-410-6160. Or you can even text that line too if you didn't necessarily want to call. But you can leave a voicemail, you can leave a voice note, you can send a text message, and one of us will respond to you. And be sure to subscribe to our channels on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We got a TikTok. We ain't been there in a while, but we definitely got a TikTok. But make sure you subscribe to wherever you can find us, and we appreciate you all.
for sure. So, hey, per usual, y'all, do us all a favor and hug a black man today
Do it.
and tomorrow.
Do it.
We out, y'all.
Peace.